Hey everyone, I know it's been quite some time since I've uploaded a video, but I did want to share with you my entry to my Crafty BFF birthday challenge. She's my Crafty Stash here on YouTube and Instagram. I'll link her information down below. I believe her challenge closes at the end of April. I want to say April 30th. I'll link all the information below so you still have time to enter. The requirements were to make a sequin mix and 4 embellies no bigger than 2 inches, and they must have at least 3 layers. I created this cute little acetate bag to house all my little goodies in, and it was the first time making this bag, and I really like the way it turned out. It's a little bit bigger than I had anticipated, but I did use this acetate sheet that I picked up from Frank Garcia Studio with the little bees on there, so it would match my theme, obviously bees. And I just clustered up some, a doily, a die cut where I stamped a sunflower in the back, but then ended up covering it. The little rhinestone bees from Hobby Lobby, and then just rhinestones from my stash. I put a little bit of tulle over my rosette, if you can see that. And I apologize for my lighting. I still haven't gotten that situated yet, but I did want to upload this for my Crafty BFF Jeanette. So I tied a seam binding bow on here, and then I attached a dangle. I did a J for Jeanette, and then I just added a bunch of beads from my stash to coordinate. And then of course I added some of these gorgeous bee charms, or a bee charm. And then on the other side it just looks like this. I did 2 little bows to cover up my seams. So that's how my little bag turned out. It's a work in progress. I do own a sewing machine. I'm just not that great at sewing on paper yet, or on anything at all. I'm probably going to invest in a new sewing machine because I do like the stitch look. I wish I would have been able to stitch on all my little pieces. It would have just given it that, extra cuteness, but soon. So this is what I created for her. This is my sequin mix, and I just used a lot of stuff from my stash. That is one of my goals for this year, is to stop hauling as much and using the enormous stash that I've accumulated over the years. So everything from here I think pretty much came from my stash, with the exception of some extra goodies that I picked up for her. Since it is a birthday challenge, I wanted to spoil her a little bit. So I did pink, yellow, black, white. There's clear hearts in here, seed beads, diamond dots. Yeah, there's a lot of little yummies in there. And then the paper collection that I used is a very old collection from Hobby Lobby. Like I said, I am trying to crash my stash, and I've had this for a really long time. I actually got a really good deal on it, and had not used it, so I thought I'd whip it out. And she did say she wanted a pastel embellies, but I thought maybe yellow and pink would have, met the requirements. And then it just went a little bit brighter than I had anticipated, so hopefully she likes it anyway. So I just added a bow with glitter cardstock, a little pink flower cabochon, and another one of those bees. And then the first embelly that I created, I call her the queen of little because she does like really mini stuff, and she's gifted me, over the past year or so. Never again, Jeanette. Never again. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to make this little. My other embellies are still under the 2-inch mark, but these little rosettes, they're an inch and they're half an inch, so they measure a total of an inch. And then these are printables that she had printed out for me. I believe it's a Maggie Holmes collection. I'm not too familiar with that kind of stuff, but I just backed it on a piece of cardstock from that paper pad. I created a bag topper with a piece of the floral paper, and then I just stacked a bunch of hexagons from a die that I have. This little bee trail is a stamp from Lawn Fawn, Be Mine, and then another little bee gem. I just love the way the stacked hexagons look. And little rhinestones from my stash. The second embelly that I made, you were only supposed to make 4, but I made 4 packs of 3. Again, it's a birthday challenge and I wanted to spoil her a little bit, and these were a lot of fun to create. So I pulled out an oldie but goodie. I love the old Cricut cartridges. So I pulled out the Create a Critter, and I made a little bee. I put little eyeballs on them and a little heart, clay heart. And then again, just stacked a hexagon, a heart. I created a little dangle here. And then these were created with the centers of these guys. So I made her some shakers, and I'll come back to these in a minute. But I didn't want to let the centers go to waste. So they are popped up, and they are, I want to say, about 1.5 inches tall. So they're also super tiny. This is another Lawn Fawn bee. That's from Happy Days, if I'm not mistaken. And I did try to stencil on some clouds on the border, but then of course ended up covering up. So I just added some gold trim, some paper, and just stacked everything. These are some heart jemmies that were gifted to me in a Valentine's swap from my friend Shanna. And then the backing paper is plain white cardstock, but I embossed it with some embossing folders that I recently picked up from Frank Garcia's studio. I think it's adorable. So that was creation number 2. And then number 3, I made her the shakeable hexagons. I stamped again inside that sunflower stamp, and then the bee trail, and then just some yellow and pink flowers from my stash. They are super dimensional because of the paper flowers, and then some of those rhinestone or gemmy bees from Hobby Lobby, again backed on plain white cardstock. And then my topper, I do own a button maker or flare maker, so I made her a little bee with the bow, and then, you know, just did some layering for a cute topper. And these are just adhere on with the tiny attachers, so if she wants to gently pull it off, she can reuse them if she wanted to. And then the 4th end valley that I made her were these larger flags. They are about 1 inch tall, but they are about 3 inches wide. I just had seen these many times before in other people's creations and thought they were super cute, so I decided to finally try and make my own. And I used some tassels from my stash. I picked up these tassels at the bead factory from downtown. And then most of my beads are from the bead factory in downtown. I did use some, God, I always forget, I always want to call them grommets. You know, these little yeah, I'm not gonna remember. I'll remember when I'm done filming this. But just layered on a little bit of foam, all the layers, and then some puffy stickers from my stash. I thought they came out super dainty and really cute. So all these are going to be going into the bag, or the little tote that I created for her. And then I did create some extras because I just, you know, the colors and everything, I was just inspired. Everything was coming out so cute. I did make her a card once I had my Cricut out again. And this is another oldie but goodie. This is from Teddy Bear Parade. And I just love the teddy bear and how you can dress it up into anything you want. And I used my Lawn Fawn stencil to do the light pink hearts in the background. And then this is a Tailored Expression background stamp. And then again, the shaker's just filled with a bunch of pink and white yummies. I backed it on a light pink cardstock, and this is a Lawn Fawn rectangle. And then I do always like to finish the backs of my cards. So I took that little bee stamp and just stamped it all over, and I think it looks super cute. So I do plan on including this in there for her. And then I'll share some of the goodies that I have for her. I know Nosy Rosie is watching this, so I won't show you like the birthday store-bought stuff that I bought for her, but some of the stuff that I did make for her additionally was I made her this little Lawn Fawn bee, this little box with all the little add-ons. I pretty much own all of them, and they are so darn cute. It is so dainty. Look at how it sits on my hand. It's about 2 inches by 2 inches. And I just used black and white cardstock, or black and yellow cardstock from my stash, I used a little bit of Blonde Fawn ink to give it a little dimension. And these are vellum wings. They turned out so cute. This is a bow that she or Jeanette had made for me. And then a little clay heart. I did do some white gel pen on the cheeks and the eyes. And then I gave her some lashes. And then, this kills me. Look at the little stinger. That stinger is so darn cute. And then on the inside, I just popped in one of these little glass jars from Dollar Tree. And I put in just another little mix. This one's just yellow, black, and white. So that you know, she can tailor it to her project however she needs it. So I can make these little boxes for days. They are just so darn cute. And I do have another project coming up with them, so stay tuned. And then I made her some bows. These are super tiny bows using that paper collection and some glitter gold cardstock that she can use. I did make her a set of flare buttons. This one and this one are stamped with the stamps from my stash, and then these are just random papers from my collection. This paper is so old. So I'm glad I was finally able to pull it out and use it. If you guys have been crafting for a while, you'll remember that Target used to carry in the dollar spot like a paper pack with I think it was like 10 sheets of cardstock or pattern paper, and I know that came from one of those. So, and I love bees. I'm obsessed with all things bees, so that's why I decided to go with this theme. And then lastly, I did pick up some Hobby Lobby gems for her in the bee theme, and these are super cute. I regret not getting myself a pack so that I could use it on, you know, my little bag toppers. I might have to go back and do that, but here's another topper with the hexagons and the stamping, just plain and simple, and all that's gonna go in her little bag here. So like I said, I do have other things to put in there, but I don't want Nosy Rosie to see, so check out her channel in the next couple of weeks if you want to see the full reveal. I hope she loves everything. I know she does. She's an amazing friend, and I was glad to be able to participate in this for her. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching. We'll talk to you soon.